Tucker Carlson went off on a curious rant regarding President Joe Biden's nominee for the Supreme Court. Now, she's actually been getting a lot of positive commentary from, of course, Democrats, but even some Republicans. And based on what I've seen from her record, she seems great, which means that, of course, Tucker Carlson hates her and has to go on a rant that, I wonder why he's asking to see the certain documents he's calling for here. Let's watch.
So is Ketanji Brown Jackson, a name that even Joe Biden has trouble pronouncing, one of the top legal minds in the entire country? We certainly hope so. Biden's right. Appointing her is one of his gravest constitutional duties. So it might be time for Joe Biden to let us know what Ketanji Brown Jackson's LSAT score was. What the hell did she do in the LSATs? Why wouldn't he tell us that? That would settle the question conclusively as to whether she's a once-in-a-generation legal talent, the next learned hand. It would seem like Americans in a democracy have a right to know that and much more before giving her a lifetime appointment, but we didn't hear that.
I mean, it's so obvious, right? He knows what he's doing, and he knows how this is going to be perceived. Why do you want to see? You want to see her LSATs? You want to see the standardized tests that students take as they're attempting to get into law school? That's what the LSAT is, right?
Yeah.
What is that gonna, like, what would that even, he wants to do it. The reason why he's engaging in this rant is because he's a racist piece of crap. And he knows he's a racist piece of crap because he proudly flaunts it on his show every single night.
Yeah, so there's a deeper layer as to why he's doing it, and we get to that in a second. But just let's give you guys context here. So the idea is she didn't really earn it. It's affirmative action. So she didn't earn anything. I mean, black people never earn anything in their lives. If they went to Harvard, obviously they didn't deserve it. That's why I'd like to see her LSAT score, you know what I mean? That, if you don't get that, trust me that the racists get it. That's definitely what they think. That's why he served that up on a silver platter. Now, if you're one of these dupes who can't tell, and by the way, there's good people in the middle that don't know all of these dog whistles and stuff too. So let me be clear about that.
Really? Really? They don't know?
No.
Did anyone ask to see evidence of the kind of grades that Amy Coney Barrett was bringing in?
No,
or Brett Kavanaugh, or Neil Gorsuch, or any of these other, right-wing judges that were confirmed?
No, Anna, of course,
they know.
right? No,
they all know.
Most of them know, but a lot of folks are not knee deep in politics, etc. And you'd be shocked at what doesn't occur to people. Like Tucker does that segment, and most people that watch him like it because it's racist, and he knows that, and that's why he's serving it up on a silver platter for them. But a lot of people don't even remember. Oh yeah, how come we never asked that to any of the white Supreme Court justices? Tucker never asked. Nobody else ever asked. Hey, what's John Roberts' LSATs or IQ? Because the assumption is white people earned it, minorities didn't earn it, and that's why he says it. So, and then the slightly deeper layer is he knows that everybody's gonna make a big deal out of it. He's not unaware of that, and that's why he's doing it. He knows that, hey, if I do a very obvious, code words for racism, everybody's gonna attack me, and that's gonna attract more racists to watch my show. So it's an ad for him. Remember, he's the top-rated show in America. It makes it sound like on cable, and it makes it sound like, oh, he's really popular. I guess the country is hugely racist or right-wing, etc. No, in order to be the top show on cable news, you just need 1% of the country following you. Is 1% of the country racist? No, a much, much bigger percentage is. So he's doing a clarion call to all racists. Come here, watch me. We can get to 6 million easily. I mean, the number of deep racists in this country is gigantic. And if he gets all of them to watch his show, he's gonna be, and he is, spectacularly rich. He's doing it on purpose so that we'll criticize him, so that it'll be an ad for him to get more racists to watch. Because he knows who his audience is. They're the worst people in America. And that's why he invites them in. So look, we talked about the other justices, how about Donald Trump?
Yeah, well, how about Donald Trump? I think it's a good time to hear from his former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen. Let's watch.
Man who declares himself brilliant, but directed me to threaten his high school, his colleges, and the college board to never release his grades or SAT scores. The irony wasn't lost on me at the time that Mr. Trump in 2011 had strongly criticized President Obama for not releasing his grades. As you can see in Exhibit 7, Mr. Trump declared, "Let him show his records," after calling President Obama a terrible student.
Interesting how Tucker Carlson didn't feel the need to bring that up at all in the context of him trashing a Supreme Court nominee who graduated from Harvard College in 1992 and then from Harvard Law School in 1996. She's listed as a member of the university's Board of Overseers, a panel of alumni that help guide the institution. Like, definitely wants to question her accolades, but with Trump, he gets a free pass. I wonder why.
So I went to law school. It's going to be relevant in a couple of ways here. So I know how hard it is to make the law review, let alone become the editor of the law review, let alone at Harvard. So that's basically the top student at Harvard Law. By the way, Obama was also head of the Harvard Law Review. And they also questioned that, like, I wonder how he got there. He got there by being the top student at Harvard Law. And same with Judge Jackson. So, but it doesn't matter. Like, he's questioning her LSAT scores after she became the top student at Harvard Law. Come on. And so I challenged Donald Trump to release his grades at Penn because we both went to Wharton, and he obviously cheated to get in. I didn't. I earned it because I'm an immigrant. I didn't have any connections. I had to earn it, unlike rich right-wing white folks who often cheat. And that is, I'm being very specific. Rich right-wing white folks.
They buy it.
They buy it all the time. Legacy admissions all the time. So if you're going to question any category of so-called successful people, that is the #1 category you should question. I would ask for their SAT scores, LSATs every time. They're the most likely to cheat to get into those schools. So I challenged Donald Trump. I said, $1 million. I don't have $1 million. I'll have to sell my house. I'll have to sell the things that I own. You'll get to bankrupt me. He knows me. He has tweeted about us a bunch of times. I'm sure he would love it. Don Jr. would love it. Come bankrupt me. Come on, Donald. Come on. If you got better grades than me at Wharton, I'll give you $1 million. And he won't do it. And by the way, he would love $1 million because he's so greedy and he can't run a business of his life depending on it. But he won't do it. Why won't he do it? Because he had terrible grades. He's hiding his high school report cards. And why would you even bother hiding your high school? Who cares if you got bad grades in high school? It's because then you'll know there's no way in the world that guy got into Wharton.
He says he graduated first in his class. Literally, that's what Trump said.
I would be shocked if he wasn't the dumbest guy at Penn by a long shot. So forget this context of the judges. Tucker has never criticized Donald Trump for that. Isn't that interesting? The guy who's worried about scores and hey, why would you hide it? Tucker always asks, why would you hide it? Why would you hide it? Tucker, why is he hiding it? How come you've never called him out on that? Because you're a freaking racist and you don't care about what's right or wrong.
I mean, look, Cenk, maybe we're wrong. Maybe that was a good faith argument, right? Maybe it had nothing to do with race. And maybe he could prove to us just how good faith it is by releasing anything that proves that he earned a damn thing in his life as the Swanson heir, Mr. Lumberjack, aesthetic who pretends to be like a man of the people, who in reality, he didn't earn anything. You think Tucker Carlson earned anything? He comes from a super rich family, the Swanson heir.
Yeah,
like it's ridiculous. Anyway, but it is what it is. It's something that we talk about on the show a lot. The sense of entitlement among one very specific group of people in this country. While they get things handed to them, especially in cases like Donald Trump and Tucker Carlson, they'll then turn around and accuse people of color of not earning things that they've certainly earned. A black woman being able to get into Harvard, graduate from Harvard, top of her class, please.
Okay, I'm gonna say one last obnoxious thing on purpose. So I don't think grades or scores matter almost at all. And in fact, people joke around here that during interviews, I never even asked where they went to school. I don't remember where they went to school.
Definitely did not ask that.
Right, because I care about the size of the fight in the person, okay? And so I don't believe this at all, but apparently Tucker does. So Tucker, how were your grades and scores?
Let's see them.
Right, because you're a spoiled little bitch.
100%.
And so I suspect that your scores were terrible. He got kicked out of one of the schools that he went to. He went to a boarding school in Switzerland. The Mr. Populist, Tucker Carlson. How are your grades at the boarding school in Switzerland, Tucker? Right? And if we're just judging based on grades and scores, my LSATs were unbelievable. I crushed. So according to your standards, well, then I should be on the Supreme Court. I didn't say it, you said it. By the way, you know who else should be on the Supreme Court? Judge Jackson. You know why? In order to get into Harvard, your LSATs have to be awesome. So you're an idiot and a deep racist, and anytime, anywhere. We already had a debate, and you pretty much conceded to me.
I mean, 100%. He's a big tough guy when he's in his home studio behind a camera. But when he's in front of an audience, when he's sitting next to the person he's debating, he cowers like a little bitch, because that's who Tucker Carlson is.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.